So I've been giving you guys trade rumors and trade possibilities on the as the world turns with James Harden and the Houston Rockets. And I also told you guys I really don't see this trade happening this season, excuse me. Maybe I don't even see it happening at the end of the trade deadline this season. I really think that this a trade like this is probably not going to happen until the end of this season, in the free agency period of the NBA. But this latest trade proposal, I'm going to throw it out there that uh, there's a reason why talks have cooled down between the Philadelphia 76ers and the Houston Rockets. Uh, the Houston Rockets not only want Ben Simmons, but they want 3 first-round picks for James Harden. Now, James Harden has 2 years left on his deal. He also has a player option, all right? Now, I think the reason why this trade has cooled down and the likelihood of him being traded this season, I just don't see it, is one of two folds. One, James Harden, how he's responding and how he's reacting to the Houston Rockets, not showing up for any workouts, no organized team events. He's not even showing up for that. He's been spotted at a lot of strip clubs. Hey, do you, my friend? And that in itself is going to make a trade even harder. What's even worse, James Harden has 2 years left on that deal. Now, if James Harden or his agent would say, hey, look, we'll sign a long-term extension to whatever team's going to trade for James Harden, that will be positive in itself. And on top of that, the Houston Rockets, what they're asking for, they're asking for the moon, the stars, and the heavens above. 3 first-round picks, Ben Simmons, for James Harden, and I just don't really see the Philadelphia 76ers being that desperate for James Harden. They just hired Doc Rivers. We have to wait and see how Doc Rivers is going to blend all the talent that's already currently with the Philadelphia 76ers roster. They're taking a wait and see approach. Can Doc Rivers do something with Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid and all the other cast and players on that roster? Let's see how far Doc Rivers takes this team in the postseason, okay, before we start making drastic moves as far as trading either Ben Simmons or Joel Embiid. Let's just go ahead and just call it like we see it, Ben Simmons, all right? So you got all this stuff going on, and that's what making and to make matters even more complex and difficult, James Harden, at the beginning of wanting to be traded, there was only really one team he wanted to trade. He wanted to be traded to was the Brooklyn Nets. The Brooklyn Nets really don't have anything that's going to say, yes, the Houston Rockets would definitely take that trade, okay? Even if they add Kyrie Irving, they're still going to want more, okay? So you got the front office asking for way too much, and you got James Harden and his agent really not, as far as public light and public relations, a lot of organizations are being scared from that, going like, what if we don't, they're having what if meetings, like, what if we trade for him and he doesn't like what we're doing with the offense or with the organization or adding pieces and things of that nature? Is he going to do that to us? Is he going to take a sabbatical away from practicing and team events and things of that nature? Is he going to, do a lot of load managing with us? And the power is in his favor. He has 2 years left on that deal with a player option. We could be renting James Harden, and James Harden can be a free agent, and then we don't get nothing in return for James Harden, So, this is a nightmare from A to Z. It's bad on the organization standpoint. I think they're asking for way too much for James Harden. I think James Harden in itself is his own and worst enemy. Now he did issue a statement. I believe it was yesterday, talking about he's going to scale it back some, and you know, have some sense of a relationship with the Rockets organization and move in a direction with the Rockets organization as far as his future goes. But I just don't see a trade happening this year because the Rockets are asking for way too much. James Harden has demonstrated that he can be a difficult player. He's the AB Antonio Brown of the NBA. I don't know if people have noticed this or not, but he's doing AB moves, okay? Now, he's not in any sexual assault cases or throwing furniture out of an apartment, but he's making, as far as brokering a deal, as far as trading him to another team, he's really making it difficult, and he's really his worst enemy. Now, I will give him some credit. He did release a statement saying, hey, look, he's going to be more professional. And you should be more professional. You're in the National Basketball Association, okay? You're a professional basketball player. So you should treat this very professional, because at the end of the day, it's a business, all right? At the end of the day, it's a business. And if you want to leave the Rockets organization, you're not really helping yourself by the recent events that you have done in the past couple of weeks, okay? This is not helping you, all right? Help me help you. That's basically what the Rockets are saying. And look, the Rockets, on the other hand, look, guys, do you want to get something or absolutely nothing? Ask yourself, because you're on a time clock right now. 2 years with a player option. If you don't have nothing orchestrated in the background where, you're getting ready to trade him at the end of the season, then you're going to lose all the leverage. Now teams are going to look at you and go, look, now you're getting desperate, okay? Now the clock is really against you, okay? So for you to ask for X, Y, and Z, we're not going to give you that, all right? You're trying to just unload him and get and trying to get high picks and things of that nature, when in reality you should be trying to get some sense of something back for James Harden, all right? I think a straight up package with James Harden, Ben Simmons, maybe a pick and a player, I think that's good for the Houston Rockets. Okay, you're going to have to put all your eggs in one basket with Ben Simmons, and with enough time and the right people around him, you're going to have to develop Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons, when coming out of college, a lot of people had a lot of high expectations for Ben Simmons, as well as myself, and he just have not accomplished a lot of them, okay? He's terrible at the three-point line, okay? Yes, he's a facilitator, okay? But he's underdeveloped in a lot of areas as a basketball player. So you need to send him to a team. If the Philadelphia 76ers can't mold him and develop him, maybe Doc Rivers can, which if you look at Doc Rivers' track record, he's really not he's not a great developmental type of coach, okay? He just sort of adds pieces together like a stew, okay? What he did in Orlando, he really didn't develop that team. He was sort of handed a team. Then when he went to Boston, really that was Danny Ainge's genius on getting the big three there. So he was once again handed another team. And then when he went to the Clippers, he had Blake Griffin, Jordan, and Chris Paul. That didn't work out. So then he was handed, I forgot. Oh my God, I forgot these players so fast. Montez Harrell, Lou Williams. He was handed that bunch. Couldn't really do nothing with them. And then he was handed Kawhi Leonard, uh, Paul George. Couldn't really do nothing with him. And now he's with the Philadelphia 76ers. And, this is making or break it for Doc Rivers. If he can't do nothing with the Philadelphia 76ers, then his next stop, he's probably going to go to a team that's not really going nowhere, or he's going to be an assistant to the head coach. Okay, like hey, it is what it is. We have to wait to see how this stuff develops. I firmly believe that there's not a trade in the near future for James Harden unless the Houston Rockets organization woke up one morning and said, hey, look, let's just get rid of him. All right. Let's just get what we can get from him. All right. Now, he did open up his request. Now he's not saying Brooklyn and Brooklyn only. I've been hearing a lot of reports that maybe the Boston Celtics may be in on it. Now, I have stated maybe the Golden State Warriors should kick the tires around for this. So there are other teams, the Miami Heat, but the Miami Heat really doesn't, now the Miami Heat really don't have, they have enough pieces, but are those pieces good for the Houston Rockets? I say no. I think Philadelphia might be the best if you're just trying to trade a superstar for a superstar. Everyone keeps talking and keep hollering how Ben Simmons is the next one. All right, so you're going to have to put all your eggs in one basket and roll the dice on Ben Simmons. He may turn out to be a special superstar like you did with James Harden. James Harden was winning Sixth Man of the Year with the Oklahoma City Thunder. You guys paid him a lot of money for him to go to the Houston Rockets, and you had a star in the making. Okay, you might have to roll the dice again and hope that you have a star in making with Ben Simmons. All right, so that's all I got for today. Guys, tell me what you think. I will see you guys on the next video. Deuces.